Let's Done project.
This morning, I wake up feeling clear-headed. Without having to force myself, I get up and grab a towel and a change of clothes. Today, I'm not going to the factory because I promised Franz, the boy I'd met yesterday, that I'd go with him. I feel bad for skipping work, but I must admit that getting 2 days' worth of pay for not working is a pretty nice deal. No, that's not it. Bad, Elise, bad! I'm only going with Franz today because I promised to help him with his research. I didn't catch everything he told me yesterday, but the gist of his explanation is that he's doing research at school about how to make compassion magic able to affect non-living beings. Basically what I've been trying to do with the broken piano. He said if the research is successful, it may even lead to the creation of compassion magic machines, which has the potential to revolutionize the medical industry. I guess it's kind of a big deal. Personally, I'm excited that I might be able to fix the piano. I wait for Franz at the omnibus stop. He said to meet at 9 o'clock, but I don't have a chronometer, so I don't know exactly what time it is right now. I hope I'm not late. When an omnibus passes by, another factory worker who's been waiting at the same stop asked me why I'm not getting on the bus. I tell him I'm still waiting for a friend. That reminds me. I didn't have to put on my factory uniform today because I'm not going to the factory. Force of habit, I guess. Then again, this is my best-looking outfit, so just as well. After a few minutes, the next omnibus comes. Seeing Franz on it, I prepare to board, but he signals me to stay outside. He disembarks and the omnibus soon takes off. To my surprise, Franz hails a taxi carriage. I've never ridden in one of them before.
You're early.
I am. Usually I go to work even earlier. I thought I was running late.
I see.
What about you? Don't you have to go to school?
It's Sunday. Of course I don't have to go to school.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot.
Besides, it's my senior year. I don't have many classes anymore. I'm supposed to spend most of my time on my capstone project. That's what you're going to help me with.
Oh, okay. School sounds fun. If I were in school, I wonder what kind of project I'd be working on. How to be a Puella Maggie? But there's no point thinking about something like that. It's not meant for me. So what kind of person is the man we're meeting today?
He is the son of a lord, so, a rich kid.
What? And here I thought this guy was a rich kid. But I guess the son of a lord would be even wealthier. How can you even tell the difference at that point? Both have enough money to eat like kings for the rest of their lives. A lord's son, huh? I've never met an aristocrat before. Is it really all right for me to meet him?
Don't worry. He seems to be a nice person. Besides, he's the one who said he wanted to see you.
The carriage drops us off in front of the Lord's house. I look up, and up and up. It's huge! It's somewhat similar to the Maison. The only difference is that a single family lives here and not an entire staff of sex workers. A tall gentleman in an expensive-looking black suit comes out and approaches us with short, quick, but dignified strides that give off an air of nobility. I whisper to Franz, "Psst, is he the Lord?"
What? Are you serious? He's a butler.
Wow, a real butler. I didn't think butlers existed outside of fairy tales.
May I help you?
Good morning. My name is Franz Byron. I'm here to see Frederic Godwin.
Ah, Mr. Byron. Lord Frederic is waiting for you. Do come in.
Franz and I follow the butler inside. The butler leads us into a room. As soon as I enter the room, my eyes fall on an object in the corner. It's a piano. I assume this one isn't broken. It's not the same model as the one behind the factory. This one is obviously a little more expensive. But a piano is a piano. I should be able to play it with no problem. Well, I hope so anyways. I haven't touched a working piano in years. While I'm still admiring the instrument, another man who looks much younger than the butler enters the room. He's dressed magnificently. This must be the Lord's son.
Franz, and
After shifting his gaze to me, he falls silent. With his lips apart, he eyes me from head to toe, as if studying me. Is there something wrong with the way I'm dressed? Do I look strange? He looks as if he's just seen a fairy. This must have been what I looked like when I saw the butler. Good morning, my lord. My name is Elise Shelley.
Elise. Elise.
Frederic, this is the girl I told you about.
Yes, of course. How are you, Elise?
I'm fine, my lord. Thank you for asking.
Please, call me Frederic. You need not be so formal with me.
Oh, okay. Thank you, my lord. Well, this isn't too difficult. I wasn't sure how to behave in front of a lord, but Frederic seems quite friendly. However, I'm still nervous, because this is the first time I've ever met a lord. But then again, I do see lords all the time at the Maison. I just don't interact with them.
Frederic, you said you wanted to see Elise's magic, right? What should she cast her magic on?
If you're injured or sick, I can try to heal or cure you. If not, maybe I can just energize you?
Well, I think Frederic wants to see you cast compassion on something inanimate, like you did with the piano.
Huh? But, well, I see that there's a piano here, but it's not broken, is it? I suppose I can break it and then...
No!
His sudden shout makes me jump.
No, please. Do not break my father's piano. He would not be pleased.
For a second, there is horror on Frederic's face. Okay. I won't.
Franz, will you give us a moment? I'd like to speak with Elise alone.
Huh? Franz and I stare at each other. He looks as surprised as me. Oh, gods! I don't want to be alone with him. I plead to Franz with my eyes. Franz, please don't go. I beg you. Please don't leave me alone with this guy. Franz returns my gaze with a sharp look and a nod. He turns to Frederic.
Okay, I'm leaving her to you, Frederic.
What? No! Do you know how in picture books two people can often communicate their feelings by staring into each other's eyes? Today, I've learned that it is just another lie. Why are children taught things like this? After Franz is left, it's just me and Frederic, alone together. The room feels bigger. For a moment, nobody speaks.
So, Elise, if you are helping Franz with this research, it must mean that you are gifted in compassion, right?
Yes, of course. I'm also gifted in courage, but Franz never said anything about researching courage magic.
I see. What do you think about your compassion trait?
Think about it. I never think anything about it. It's just something I was born with.
Is that so? I guess compassion suits you. Because you're a girl.
Really? I don't think it has anything to do with gender, but maybe you're right. What are your magical traits, Frederic?
Willpower and courage.
Oh, we share a trait. That's nice.
Indeed.
Willpower and courage, huh? I heard that combination is usually found in an uncouth person. But I guess that's not true. You seem very polite to me. Frederic is most definitely the quietest lord I've ever known. The lords that often come to the Maison are all loud and pushy, especially after a few drinks. Something about the way he is staring at my face still makes me uncomfortable, though, so I avoid meeting his gaze. My eyes fall on the piano again. It's really different from the broken piano in the factory backyard. This piano looks so much more elegant. Truly something that befits a lord's house. I wonder what kind of sounds it makes.
Do you like the piano?
Huh? Yeah. He must have noticed me staring at the piano instead of looking at him. That was very rude of me.
Do you want to try playing it?
Can I? No! No thank you. Sorry.
It's alright. Go ahead and play the piano. I would like to hear you play.
Okay. Thank you, my lord. I walk over to the piano and sit down carefully. For a few seconds, I just sit silently, admiring its beauty. I bring my finger to the middle F key and apply some pressure. The piano emits a lovely sound. I turn my head to see Frederic watching me. Sorry. I've pressed that same key on the broken piano 100 times, but it has never made a sound. So when I heard that sound from this piano, I just found it funny for some reason. I guess I'm the only person who would find it funny. Frederic must be thinking I'm a weird girl. My face feels hot all of a sudden.
Yes, I understand what you mean.
I face the piano again. I close my eyes and place my hands on the keyboard. I haven't played a real piano in years. I hope I can still play well enough. I press a key, then another. My fingers move from note to note. I've chosen a piano sonata with a slow tempo so I can take my time getting used to the piano. Andante. The piano sounds beautiful. I'm surprised at how well I can still play. My almost daily practice with the broken piano must have counted for something after all. The music is still as I remember it. Although this piano is not what I used to play, it answers me just the same. It answers me with a most pleasant melody. I keep playing. When I close my eyes, I feel as if I was being consumed by the music. Before long, my hands are moving on the piano by themselves. I am as much an audience as I am a performer. I can feel the tune of each note not only with my ears, but also with my soul. It's like the music was standing beside me, taking my hand in hers, guiding me to a place only she knows. It's warm. The music smiles at me, and I at her. I feel at peace. There are no proles and bourgeois. There is no maison des beauvoirs. There is no factory. There is no broken piano. Where we are, there is only happiness.
Elise, service me.
What? I've stopped playing the piano.
You heard me. I want you to service me.
What is he saying? Serve you? How do you want me to serve you?
You know what I mean. Service me, like you service your customers every night.
I feel cold sweat on the back of my neck. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. I know that you work at Maison des Beauvoirs. I know what you are.
I step back while shaking my head. But Frederic comes nearer. You're wrong. I don't work at the Maison. I only...
I'll pay you. It's not a question of money. How much do they normally pay? I'll double that.
No, I told you you were wrong. I live at Maison. I don't work there. I don't take customers. Frederic keeps advancing. I'm backed to a wall. No! I'm not that kind of girl. Get away from me! He halts his steps.
What happened?
Franz looks at me questioningly.
Elise, is something wrong?
I don't know what to say. I don't want Franz to find out about me living at Maison. He won't let me be a part of his research project if he thinks I feel my face burning. My eyes are starting to sting with hot tears.
Elise?
I run past Franz and exit through the open door.
Elise!
I don't stop. I need to get out of here. Outside the house, I just walk around randomly. I don't know this area at all. It's like a foreign land to me. I stop myself from crying. I refuse to shed a tear over this little thing. Why couldn't I just explain the situation to them? Franz was there. He would have listened. But there's no point. Frederic wasn't wrong. He was technically wrong, but in 3 months he'll be right. In fact, I somewhat regret rejecting his offer. If I'm going to whore myself out in 3 months anyway, I might as well start now. Frederic is at least handsome. Some of them men who show up at the Maison. I don't want to think about it. It's only adding to my sense of shame. I'm disgusted at myself. It's making me even more frustrated. I am angry. I am angry at Frederic. I am angry at Franz for taking me to him. But I am also angry at myself. I'd curse my fate if such a thing existed. Where am I? Where am I going? There are aristocrats all around me that I could try to ask for directions, but most of them try to avoid eye contact. Some, though, are outright staring at me, like I'm some kind of exotic animal. I've been walking for almost half an hour, but I haven't seen a single omnibus stop. This must be why Franz took me here in a taxi carriage. There is no shortage of taxi carriages here, but I can't afford one. And even if I could, it's unlikely the driver would let me in. Finally, I reach a main city street. I am still completely lost, though. I've never been in this part of the city. I continue to wander without knowing where I'm going. I see a policeman. Maybe he can tell me where I can find an omnibus stop. Excuse me. The policeman glances at me for a second, but doesn't say anything. Can you tell me where I can find an omnibus stop? He ignores me. Hello? Do you know where the nearest omnibus stop is? Will you tell me, please? Finally, without even looking at me, he uses his thumb to point to his right. It doesn't look like he's going to tell me anything more. Thanks. I walk in the direction he pointed, but his direction isn't helpful at all. I still don't know where the omnibus stop is. He wouldn't answer me properly because I'm a proletarian. He can tell by the way I'm dressed. When they say their job is to serve and protect, they're talking about protecting the bourgeoisie and the aristocrats. They can't be bothered with the people like me. I still haven't found an omnibus stop, despite having walked for what seemed like miles. There have been a number of intersections since I left that policeman. He was lying to me for all I know. But what would I even do if I did find an omnibus stop? Go home? To Maison des Beauvois? So I can prepare to become a whore in 3 months? I can't go home. I have no home. Maison des Beauvois is not my home. I don't want to go back there. I don't have anywhere to go. I continue dragging my feet, not even caring where they'd take me. I glimpse up at the sun above. Although I don't have a chronometer, I can tell that it is already past noon. My stomach growls. I skipped breakfast this morning, and there was no time to eat lunch before I stormed out of the Lord's mansion. I stop when I come across a small bistro. Perhaps I can buy a slice of bread for lunch. A quick look at the menu written on a chalkboard outside the bistro nixes that idea. I move along. In this part of town, I don't even have enough money for a cup of tea. Franz had promised to pay me as compensation for not working today, but I left before receiving any money. In other words, I just lost a day's wage for nothing. My legs are getting weak. They're trembling. I don't know how many miles I've walked. Suddenly, my right foot trips on a stone, causing me to fall headlong into the brick pavement. Ouch. Trying to get back up, I see that I have scraped my left knee. It's bleeding, and the pain stings. Still on the ground, I touch my scraped knee with my hand and start focusing on compassion. Transform. Nothing happens. The scrape is still there, it's still bleeding, and I'm still hurting. I don't have enough mana for this. I even forgot to ask Franz for a bottle this morning. If I hadn't run from Frederic's house, Franz would have given me a mana potion so that I could demonstrate my magic. I didn't think any of this through, did I? I look around. The passerby pretend to have not seen me. They go about their business as if there wasn't a girl hunkering down on the pavement with a bleeding knee. A couple of teenagers, a boy and a girl, walk by. The boy notices and points at me while saying something to the girl. As he is about to walk over to me, the girl grabs the boy's hand and shakes her head at him. The boy throws me another glance before leaving with the girl. What should I do? What can I do? I obviously can't go to a hospital because I don't have any money. It seems my only option is to ignore it, stand up, and keep walking. A scraped knee really isn't that big a deal. Just when I'm about to get up, I feel compassion from above. The scrape disappears from my knee. The pain is completely gone. I look up to find a tall man standing behind me.
Does your knee still hurt?
The man is not only tall, but also big. Not round big, like some lords who frequent Maison, but strong big. He looks like a superhero from children's picture books. His skin is darker than most people in Overture, though not black dark like the slaves they bring from far south. His face is showing some age, but it's still very much full of life. I'd say he's in his 30s. No, it's completely healed now. Thank you very much, sir. I'm sorry you had to waste your mana on me.
Oh, don't worry about it. Do you have other injuries that need healing?
No, I am perfectly healthy now. I haven't even finished speaking when my stomach growls loudly. Bad stomach! Bad! Excuse me, I need to run away. It's what I do when I get embarrassed, apparently.
Wait, don't go, young lady. I suppose your stomach problem isn't something that I can treat with magic. But why don't you come with me? There is this place where they serve really great food.
No. You've done enough for me. Thank you. I can't make this stranger buy me a meal on top of healing my injury.
Oh, don't worry, young lady. This place is cheap, so it's not going to make you broke. We'll split the bill. Is that okay for you?
I probably won't be able to afford my half, actually.
Of course you will. You're a factory worker, aren't you? Factory workers go to eat there all the time.
I glanced down at my factory uniform for a second before looking up again. Okay. I'll go with you. Was this?
It's a catfish, deep fried.
This is absolutely the ugliest fish I've ever seen.
I was brought here almost 20 years ago as a slave, but 10 years ago I escaped from my master and have been living among the proles ever since.
Since mana potions come from your land, your people must be really good with magic.
Yes and no.
I wonder what kind of job he has, considering that he has mana. He even has an extra mana potion with him.
Where do you live? I will escort you.
No No, you don't have to do that. I don't.
Gasung Alicia Bana.
Let's go project!